Hello, this is Maggie Wolken with EDL 851 Module 1, Building Professional Capacity in Ourselves First and Then Others. A little bit of background information about myself. I moved to Kansas when I was 15. I am the youngest of 6 children, with one of those siblings being my twin sister. I have been married to my husband, Danny, for 21 years. We have 2 sons, Wyatt, who is 20 and is currently traveling the world as a welder. Right now, he is spending his time in Arizona and should be there for a couple more months. Landon is a freshman at Neosho County Community College and is currently the Panther mascot. On his time away from school, he is also a traveling CNA. My husband is the maintenance supervisor at Ash Grove Cement Company here in Chanute. A little bit of educational background about myself. I graduated with my elementary education degree from Pitt State University. I taught 3rd and 4th grade at Humboldt Elementary School starting in 2003. And then I decided that I wanted to be in Chanute when my oldest son started kindergarten. So I began teaching kindergarten in Chanute 16 years ago. And I have stayed in kindergarten since then. I have been the kindergarten team leader over the last 16 years, a part of the BLT committee, a PDP member, a calendar committee member, and I also serve on the transitional committee. I have recently been nominated for the 2023 Kansas Master Teacher Award. And after teaching kindergarten for a few years, I decided to go back to school, and I enrolled at Emporia State University to get my master's degree in early childhood special education from birth to age 8. I will finish my building leadership endorsement at Fort Hays State University in July of 2023. Let's look at what leadership capacity means. In my opinion, it means that leadership capacity is your ability to lead successfully and effectively. Your leadership skills and qualities are learned through observation of other leaders, gained through experience, and acquired through your success and failures as a leader. Throughout reading the research that was provided to us, I focused on 4 different characteristics that really continued to stick out to me, with the first one being collaboration and listening. I do feel that I am a good listener and that I'm open to new suggestions and will follow through with any new tasks that I am presented with. I believe I have built relationships with my team members and other grade levels that allow me to be approached with any new topics that may arise. I also feel that I read a lot about mentoring. Mentoring is really one of my favorite things to do. Over the past 16 years, I have been a mentor to almost every new teacher that has joined our kindergarten team. This year, I currently have 3 new kindergarten teachers. So there are 6 kindergarten teachers in the hallway that I teach at. And so we have right at 110 students and 6 kindergarten teachers, and 3 of them are new and 3 are veteran teachers. So we are working very hard and very close this year to make sure that we are providing time for those new teachers and making them feel just as successful as we are, and making sure that we are providing them with any resources that can make sure that they have the ability to make sure each one of their students are successful. Another area that I felt I read a lot about throughout the articles was the ability to trust and empower. I feel like I need to be able to listen to my teachers and my students as a kindergarten team leader and in the future as a building leader. I feel like this is an area that I have strengths in, and I do have weaknesses in this area. I believe this is a strength because I'm very involved in school activities outside of my regular school day. I am a mentor for new teachers. I'm a grade level team leader. I am on the BLT team and the district leadership team. However, I do struggle with delegating my leadership and power. I often want and expect things done a certain way, so at times I just feel like it's easier for me to complete them. Confidence, I do feel that I read a lot about confidence throughout the articles, and to be a good leader, you do have to be confident and approachable. I do feel that I'm very approachable. However, and I do feel that I am confident in areas that I know a lot of knowledge about, and in areas that I'm really strong about. However, I do feel that I do have a weakness in confidence when it comes to knowing or trying new things. Maybe when I don't have a total understanding of a topic, or whenever I may just be having to learn a different situation. I do feel that being part of the leadership team has allowed my confidence to grow, especially this year being at the district level leadership, meeting with K-12 and not just within our building. That has allowed me to gain my confidence in being around other educators. When thinking about the school's professional capacity, educators today need to better understand the ways effective leadership contributes to student achievement. So when thinking about recruiting, we need to first create a file of potential candidates. In order to even create that file, we have to gain the resumes. We have to get our district out there to the colleges and provide networks and opportunities for college students to realize that Chanute is a great district to teach in. We also need to make sure that we are interviewing early and collaborating as an interviewing committee to make sure that we are building an interview team and that we are starting that process early on. When starting that process, we need to develop an interview questionnaire and make sure that we follow the same format for each one of our interviewees. When selecting and hiring a staff as a team, we need to make sure that we have determined the best candidate and make sure that we offer that position within our guidelines of our district. This has changed over the last couple of years, just because there's such a shortage on teachers within the state of Kansas that we don't necessarily have a teachers team any longer participating on the interviewing committee. It's just been our building administration and then our district administration. And we just did it that way last year so that we could make that offer as soon as possible. However, I do feel that hopefully this year we can go back to having teachers participate in that hiring process as well. Collaborative professional culture, we're going to be thinking about student improvement and success and well-being of each student. Schools with lasting school improvement employ leaders that have a clarity of self and values, strong beliefs in democracy, and strategic thinking about the evolution of school improvement, and they're deliberate and vulnerable. So in order to make sure that your school is continuing to improve, you need to ensure that your leaders are having these characteristics. When it comes to teacher retention, you've gone through that hiring process and you've hired that perfect candidate. Now we need to make sure that we retain that teacher. We need to make sure that we're treating those new teachers as though they are a precious commodity, and we need to provide them with mentors and provide them with experiences to gain the knowledge to teach in their classroom. We need to value the knowledge of our experienced teachers and make sure that they are aware of our appreciation of anything that they're doing to help our new teachers be more successful. We need to provide opportunities for all world language teachers to build relationships with colleagues in other schools. So here in Chanute, we only have a elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. So it is important that we allow our teachers to collaborate with the whole kindergarten, but we also need them to collaborate across grade levels. And we do that by providing monthly mentor meetings and opportunities through our local Greenbush office. We also need to help our veterans and our new teachers build their confidence in themselves as educators, and we need to listen to their questions and complaints with kindness and patience. And if any time it does arise, we need to be sure to be their advocate. So when thinking about professional learning, Chanute is really big on PLC, so I was really drawn to the article about the 4 C's of critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. You know, we hit those 4 C's very heavy in our weekly PLC meetings, our monthly BLT meeting, and our monthly district leadership meeting. So those are really heavy in our Chanute organization in making sure that we are reflecting and building leadership that is making sure that our school is improving and that we are putting student success first. So in order to implement these systems, we need to make sure that we are providing our new teachers and veteran teachers with support, and that may be a mentor teacher. You know, even a veteran teacher needs a mentor teacher every now and then, and that's where our PLC committees come in, when you just get to get around a table and talk for an hour a week about things that are working and things that are not working, and make sure that you are planning. So mentor teachers are not necessarily only for your new teachers, but also your veteran teachers. And you just need to be very careful when pairing new teachers with a mentor teacher, and make sure that they are in similar grades and similar subject areas. We also need to be able to evaluate and collect data to monitor progress and inform the next steps. There should be an evaluation system in place for both a teacher and an administrator, and this should contain areas of strengths and weaknesses as well as goals to strive for. When correlating this standard to the knowledge that I gained in this assignment gave me the knowledge and skills in regards to my school's professional capacity in the table where I identified my strengths and also identified some weaknesses that I could use improvement. I think all leaders must be open to admit that there is always room for improvement. This assignment allowed me to discuss the engagement of staff in the development of collaborative professional culture. There are many ways this can be accomplished, such as mentoring and professional development. Finally, I was able to discuss improving systems of staff supervision, evaluation, support, and professional learning. I believe we must continue to adapt and improve our leadership roles, and this can be done in many ways, such as professional learning and development, evaluations, and staff supervision and support. This assignment revealed that although I have several areas in leadership that are considered strengths, I also have just as many weaknesses that could use improvement. I know that these are things that I cannot change in a short amount of time, but if I can work on observing and working with many great leaders and my administration team in my district, then I can overcome these weaknesses. I believe that I am a great resource for both staff, parents, and students. However, I do believe that I can improve by trusting all staff members, which allow me to delegate power which will also help to improve my personal and professional health. This assignment will influence the decisions I make as a future building leader. As I previously discussed, I believe that I need to work on fully entrusting my fellow staff members and teachers to perform their duties just as I would. I will also need to continue to learn about new topics to continue to build my confidence as a leader. By being involved in my school community and caring about the well-being of all students and adults, I will be able to gain knowledge and understand to strengthen my own weaknesses. Here are the resources that I used to create this module. I thank you for your time.